Up means on. I can read the thing here. Sorry. Up means on. My name is Rayon Taya. Not a public speaker, so you're going to have to bear with me. I am a combat veteran of Naval Special Warfare. I am a medic. I was a medic with the Sheriff's Department in Los Angeles from 1992 after I got blown up in the first Persian Gulf. I survived North Hollywood shootout. There were several other high round count incidents that we survived. Mr. Metz, your contention that going against an armed person with an assault rifle, whatever an assault rifle may be, with a handgun wouldn't work out well for the person with a handgun. You're absolutely wrong about that. Throwing cans at a person with an assault rifle, you're sitting duck, okay? I say if you don't listen to these little girls that we're over here talking about, worrying about their safety in the schools, and your solution is, well, don't put guns in schools. Harden the schools. We harden our banks. We harden our airports. We harden our jewelry stores. We harden our state house. Okay? Justifiably so. People that may take over your positions are in school now. Why wouldn't we want to do something? The next president of the United States may be in school right now. Well, not now, I mean, obviously, because they're not 35, but I say we need to fortify the schools. Your assault weapons ban or so-called assault weapons ban to try and protect children is ludicrous. Assault weapons are out there. There's nothing that I couldn't get in your district alone. Drugs have been illegal since before I was born, and I'm 50 years old. I could walk out here right now, and I'm willing to bet you within 100 feet of the grounds of this place, I could find some drugs. I almost guarantee you within 200 feet of this place, I could buy an illegal firearm with a high capacity, whatever that is, magazine. If you think that, I forget who was saying it, you get 3 seconds, it takes 3 seconds to reload. I train police officers and first responders. I'm not the greatest competitor in the world when it comes to handgun competitions. This Saturday, my son and I were up at our range, and I tested myself, and I was 1.12 seconds in a mag change on my 1911. On my AR-15, I was 1.24. 1.24. You couldn't stop me from getting to you from here by foot in 1.24 seconds. Having restricted magazine counts does nothing. When I worked for the Sheriff's Department, we walked out with 45 rounds. We had 15 rounds in our sidearm and another 30 rounds on our mags. I knew numerous people that carried hundreds and hundreds of rounds in their patrol bags. We didn't have AR-15s before the North Hollywood shootout. We had the occasional MP5, which is a 9mm long gun, which is absolutely useless. It's like throwing this microphone at somebody. My department, where I worked, we had 1,935 sworn deputies that worked in just my division. There were 4 AR-15 qualified people. If something happened, you had to drive back to Station House, go to the armor, get your AR-15, and then respond. North Hollywood changed that. I say all of these school shootings should change how we handle security at our schools. I'm a concealed carry holder. I drive around and I see that I'm in a school zone. How many school zones are there? I live in Chepachet. I drive through at least 3 school zones on 44 just to get to 295. Are you going to make me a felon because I'm just going about my day? If I take my children to school, am I supposed to leave my sidearm in the car? If I take one of my 3 kids to school or my granddaughter to school, am I going to leave my sidearm in a vehicle that, for all honesty, when I picked up my Attorney General permit in 2002, when I moved back to the state of Rhode Island after retiring from the Sheriff's Department, as I was walking back to my Jeep, I confronted a guy who had stolen my stereo, who was stealing a stereo in the back of in the car right behind me. I gave foot pursuit to that person, called 911, had no idea where I had been because I had been to Rhode Island maybe 3 times in my entire life before that. I had just picked up my concealed carry permit at the Attorney General's office, and my stuff is being stolen. So if I'm going to leave my sidearm in my vehicle where I'm not going to be in custody and control of it, what sense does that make? There have been zero incidents of a concealed carry person having any issues in a school. We have had incidents, not so much in schools, but in churches, where people that have been armed have stopped the massacres that were about to happen. We've all seen it in Texas. Hate to say it, that guy was stopped by a guy with an evil black assault rifle. And he was an NRA member, much like myself. We need to harden our schools. We need to put some bite in our laws. I didn't even know this, but if I have my granddaughter with me and I'm out slinging drugs and I've got my SIG 1911 on my hip and I know the man's coming and I give my granddaughter my firearm, she's not going to get in trouble for that? Why wouldn't a juvenile who's doing adult crimes get adult time? If you come up with this assault weapons ban, and now I'm a felon for possession, or let's take your carrying a gun on school property proposal. I carry a gun on school grounds, I'm a felon. So what? So what? What's going to happen? I'm going to go to court, and you're going to tell me, stop it, don't do that. What's the downside of me carrying a firearm? Because the judge is going to say, you need to not do that, bad boy. Right? These people don't fear what's going to happen to them. You get the kid who brought a firearm onto Providence Place property, discharged his firearm maliciously, and was out 3 days later? To do what? To do the same thing? The person who murdered my stepfather in Ocala, Florida, had just been released from prison. He discharged his firearm numerous times, stolen firearm, discharged it numerous times at other robberies, had been arrested before, was out on parole, on pending trial, and murdered my stepfather. Stepfather should have known better. My stepfather should have had his sidearm on him. That's all I have to say. Thank you.